In terms of music, the Hat Factory is providing a space for a saxophone talent, Scott Garland. Now, I have to be honest, I never heard of Scott prior to this evening, but when I was looking him up on the internet, my eyebrows are racing and I was getting the shivers. He's a natural hard worker. He's worked with talents such as Barry Manilow, the Spice Girls, and Roger Sanchez. I can't wait for tonight.
Tonight's a Jazz in the Basement night. We've got Perry DJing. We run this night about 5 times a year. Basically bring quality live acts to Luton as part of our Focus on Jazz programme. Tonight we've got Scott Garland, who's brought down his band, and they're playing tribute to David Sanborn tonight. A lot of David Sanborn material, which it should be great really. I just heard them in sound check, and it sounds really fat, so should be a great night really. Yeah.
I've got the aviator of the whole thing here, Perry Lewis. Perry Lewis, how are you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Yes, it's all about jazz, really. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm good, thank you.
So how did the whole thing come about, this jazz?
Well, I've been working on the jazz circuits around, I suppose, the UK, Europe, and internationally. And I was born and bred in Luton, and I was looking what was going on. And I sat down and thought, well, it's nice sometimes to have something really quality on the doorstep. So I put a proposal together and I brought it down to the Hat Factory. So
That's awesome. I mean, who's your kind of inspirations when you get ready to do your sets?
Oh gosh, music is my inspiration, to be honest, because I love jazz, I love fusion, I love Latin, I love disco, funk, you know, and so I try and bring that whole kind of essence to the whole program.
It's a tribute to David Sanborn, who's the most influential person on my playing, even though I do a lot of jazz, as in bebop and straight ahead playing. David Sanborn was the first person I listened to from the age of about 11. And I used to memorise all his solos till about the age of 14, and I love him. And I think it's worth having a bit of fun and playing some tunes that you like.
And when I was looking on the internet and I was looking at your profile, it says you've done some stuff on the West End. What's the kind of stuff you've done on the West End?
I did a lot of West End shows for about 10 or 12 years. The last one I did that was mine was probably about 10 years ago. And to be honest, I got a bit sick of doing West End music. So I gave up for 2 years and just worked around doing other stuff, and then came back to the saxophone about 8 years ago, and here I am today, doing what I like much more than West End things and sitting in the pit all the time. So, you know.
So is it because you have the kind of the power to do your own thing when you're here? Because on West End you've got like, you know, because on West End you've got like the schedule that you have to do, but here you can like have your own freedom and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you know, it's all good working in the West End. The money's really good, and it's really nice to play every day. But I like not being beholden to anyone and doing what I want. And doing a gig like tonight with doing a tribute to someone I love is great, you know. And especially with the guys that I've got with me. We've got 2 members of Massive Attack with us on bass and keyboards. I haven't met the drummer ever before in my life, apart from the rehearsal the other day. And Mark Cox on guitar, he's worked with everyone, so he's really good too.
Do you get kind of nervous when you haven't met the person before? I mean, are you going to be afraid that you're not going to have the same kind of vibe?
It's always a bit disconcerting at first because recommendation is recommendation, but it's a very personal thing whether you lock with someone. And he's really good. He's really solid. You know, Winston said earlier he's really in the pocket, which means he's just like that, which is good. He's like a drum machine.
Magic has been produced within these 4 walls. I'm Krishna Kohli for Local News TV.